friends. Welcome to episode 10 of the Barley, Hops, and Yarn podcast. My name is Jennifer. I am the face behind Barley, Hops, and Yarn. This is going to actually remember to do a real intro this time. This is a yarny podcast, so primarily knitting things, but also I occasionally show off yarns I have dyed. I will eventually, I'm sure, get into crochet because I've been thinking about it a lot lately. But for now, it is primarily knitting and dyeing yarn. Thank you to all of my returning viewers and sticking with me through the ons and the offs, and thank you to new viewers for checking me out. I hope you like it and you stay, but no hard feelings if you don't. Today is, hold on, it's loading in my head. April 3rd? Yes, today is April 3rd. I am home with a sick human, so I figured I'd hop on and do a little bit of podcasting while she naps. Last episode I mentioned that I had a finished object but was not showing it to you all yet, so I will show that to you now, or at least I'll try to. I'm not backing up because I can't, because I'm against a wall in the corner. I'll try to maybe do some photos or some B-roll, is that what we call it? B-roll of the shawl and everything. But my travel mode 2.0 is finished. It only took me a little over a year. It is huge. It's my entire wingspan. Again, not that you can see that, but yeah, it's my entire wingspan, so I can wrap it around me. So lovely. Excuse me. The yarn I use is 2023 Advent from Fiber Nymph Dye Works. It was a Middle Earth winter or something like that, but essentially had you like traveling through Middle Earth. So we started out with this color in the Shire, then we moved to potatoes and carrots, kind of went all the way down, got to Rivendell somewhere through here. I think this was a Rivendell color. Kept going. I know this was, I don't remember the exact color, but it was like the Flags of Men or something like that. I should have written it all down. I didn't, but that's okay. I am absolutely in love with this colorway here. Had something to do with Gondor. And then this was the last one. So 24-day Advent. I did the 20 gram options. So I have a decent-ish amount left over, but I definitely could not have done this if I only did the 10 gram options. If I didn't use, you could do it if you don't use the Advent yarn in the borders or for the intermission parts, as they're called. But I did end up using, it's not super organized, but I did end up using in the border. The first one, I just did my base color, just an undyed, and then you can't really see the colors very well in here. But then I just kind of picked up colors that I thought would go together that were part of the Advent and just kept going until I ran out in the rest of the border. And then for the I-cord edging, I used, I think, two different colors because I ran out of one. And then picked up another and started using that. So I love it. It is so colorful. It will match nothing, and that is okay, because I'm just trying to use it for snuggly warmth happiness. So now I'm gonna drape it on my lap. I did really enjoy, I have a snaggle already, look at me. I did really enjoy knitting on this. It was a labor of love, so to speak, just because it took so long, that I was definitely ready to be finished with it by the time I was finished with it. Blocking definitely made a big difference, because I think pre-block, like it didn't double in size, but it grew quite a bit from blocking it. But yeah, I mean, all in all, I love this. It is squishy, it is soft, it is warm, it makes my heart happy, and I'm glad it's done, but I'm really happy with it. Yeah, so that's my finished object that I teased y'all with last time but didn't actually show you. Then I have also spent a little bit of time doing some patches on things that needed repairing. So this is a sock. I showed it back in the day. Yarn is at Haynes' house. There are cows in the trees, or maybe just cows in the trees. I don't know, something like that. But it's this like sea foam minty green color with a couple splotches of like gray and bright green in it. I don't know why. Probably because it's so overcast. I don't know why it's so dark in here today. But yeah, last episode I showed y'all a hat that I frogged and how I saved some yarn for repairs. So there's just an example of that in there. Oh, this pattern is the vanilla is the new black sock. When I made it the first time around, I remembered hating it, but I really like how it looks. So I might try it again and see if I hate it the second time around. We'll see. But yeah, so I've started just going through some things that need repairs and just doing little patches. I had a store-bought sweater that I had a hole in the arm, and so I patched that. That's in the car, so I can't show you, but yeah, patches are fun. They're just like short, quick. You can do them pretty quickly, and then they're done, and then you feel all accomplished because you finished something. Other than that, the only real thing that I have made progress on since I saw y'all last, mid to late March, I don't remember what day it was, 20th or something like that, I don't know, what is my Tansy Darling dress. So it has doubled in size and gotten sleeves since y'all last saw it. Last time y'all saw it, I was just about to join in the round under the sleeves, if I remember correctly. So clearly I have joined in the round. This is the back, and it's got the buttonholes that I have not buttoned yet. This is the front. That is the little lace motif on there. Just some hearts. The last name of the designer is Hilliard. The first name starts with a T. I don't remember it because I'm not good at that. Top yarn is, both yarns are wool and vinyl. Top yarn is While My Guitar Gently Weeps. The magenta yarn is Eleanor Rigby. Again, wool and vinyl. And I am absolutely loving this. So I decided to join in the round. Once I got to the point where I was going to switch colors, I decided to go ahead and just pick up the sleeves and do the sleeves. They're little short sleeves, so it was very quick to do, but I just liked the thought of having them done, so I didn't have to go back and pick up sleeves when I'm finished with the body of the dress I'm just finished. So yeah, it's so pretty. I love it so much. Decided just to do the rib, the end. It's not ribbing, it's a seed stitch, but do that with a little burst of magenta. So I guess it's technically broken up into 4 parts. The main part of the skirt of the dress, where the top part you just have the first part you just have some little eyelets, then the second part you have little eyelets, and you have a little like tiny heart motif in there. And then after this part, it'll go back to a repeat, I believe, of the hearts that are in the top of the dress, which I'll switch back to While My Guitar Gently Weeps, and then it'll be finished with a seed stitch border. So I am so excited for how far I've gotten on this. It's grown quite a bit. And one of the things I really like about this pattern is it is easy to just kind of pick up and put down in between things. So that's part of how it's helped me get more going on it, just because I don't necessarily have to pay as much attention. It's just a couple rounds here and there that I have to count. I don't really have to count that high, which is helpful. And also it's pretty easy to read the knitting and like where you're supposed to put in eyelets and things like that. Still have not found the buttons that I purchased at the Carolina Fiber Fest for this. So I might be needing to buy new buttons since I literally lost them the day I bought them, but that's okay. It is what it is. Yeah, so this is progress so far. I don't have a progress keeper with me in this particular corner of my life, but have some on the couch. So when I get back over to the couch, I will put in a progress keeper so I can show y'all how long it's been next time. Still have not made any progress on my So Summer shirt. I'm just kind of slowly working through that as time goes on. I am going to start a knit along with Shannon, whose Instagram stuff I don't remember right now, and a couple of other people for the relaxed tee that was just released recently. And then I'm also going to be doing a test knit for the sweater that I will show you guys more information as I get more information and get myself started. But that is where we are at on April 3rd of the year of our Lord 2025. That was really weird to say. Well, that's where I'm at for now, and I will see y'all a little while later. Bye. Hello, fiber friends. It is, keep forgetting to check, April 12th, Saturday. So happy Saturday if you're watching this on a Saturday, I guess. I don't know. I last recorded 9 days ago, and I have a good bit of progress. So literally the only thing I have picked up over the last 9 days is my Tansy darling. It's so cute. And last time y'all saw it, you know, like a minute ago, I was here. Get closer. I'm back filming in the OG craft space that is now my daughter's nursery. She's not home, and it's dark and dreary and gross outside, and as you've seen in my other clips, my bedroom is painted a dark color, so I was afraid lighting wise y'all wouldn't be able to kind of clearly see what was going on, or it would look funky. So anyway, in here, but my setup, my camera's further away. I mean, this is all extraneous information that y'all don't care about anyway. So got a couple good inches on there. Crap, one thing I did forget to do before coming in here was measure how long the skirt portion is. So at this point in the pattern, I should be at 11 inches. I don't think I'm at 11 inches. I think I'm at more like 9-ish inches, 10-ish inches. Like, I'm close. So it's not going to be that big of a deal. I'm just not there. And the reason I'm not there, oh yeah, look at that coloring. It's so pretty. Alright, the reason I'm not there is because I have exactly 10 grams left. And I was afraid of starting to play yard chicken because I still have to do this section that has a little bit more lace in it that of course you can't see because it's kind of busy. But I don't care. I know it's there and it's pretty. And then I have to do the border, and I am, just like I did the border on the sleeves and the neckline, doing the border in the magenta color. I just did, hold on, I have to count, because why would I count before doing that? I just did like 10 rows, and before I did those 10 rows, I weighed the yarn, and my scale was being a little bit weird, so I'm not positive, but I think I used about 1 gram per row. And the border itself will have 6 rows plus the bind off. So a little concerned that I'm going to be cutting it close because it's just going to depend on what type of bind off I decide to do and how much yarn it will use. So we'll see. You may have a very sad Jennifer in the next clip. But my hope, I know that Wool and Vinyl, the dyer of this yarn, has does minis often, and I know they're going to be at the Frederick Fiber Fest that I will also be at. So hopefully, if I run out of yarn, I can just pick up a mini, and I think her minis are like 72 yards or something like that. or 100 yards. I don't remember exactly if she does it based on grams or yardage. But either way, somewhere in that range of like 72 to 100 yards. So I'll definitely, if I have to and am able to get a mini skein, that'll be fine. I won't mind doing that. The downside though is that I'm kind of hoping to be finished with this by Easter so that my little can wear it for Easter. I am making the size 2T, so it is going to be too big for her because she's currently 15 months, almost 16 months, and she's still fitting pretty comfortably in 12-month clothing, and 18-month clothing is like a good fit. So even if I have this finished by Easter, it's definitely going to be too big for her, but I don't think it'll be that bad too big wise, and that's also part of why I'm not concerned about the length of this being a little bit shorter than what the pattern had called for, because one, I can just kind of block it aggressively and hopefully get a little bit of extra length out that way, and two, if she's wearing it at this point, it'll be okay if it's a little bit shorter than what the pattern calls for. But with all that being said, the Frederick Fiber Fest is the week after Easter. Easter is next week. So I have 1 week to try to finish this. I think I can do it. I'm not positive I can do it, but I think I can do it. So we'll see. But that's literally, this is it. This is all I have picked up over the past 9 days. I still have the So Summer shirt that I haven't touched, and I still have those socks that I haven't touched. That's sort of kind of a lie. There is a project that I frogged that I didn't do any footage of or anything like that. So I did touch another project. It was just to unravel it. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that between now and the next clip, assuming that I film next weekend, I will have done nothing but this dress, but this will hopefully, fingers crossed, those are not crossed, those are crossed. Apparently I don't have finger mobility. Hopefully this will be a finished object. Oh, and good news, I found the buttons. They were still in the bag that I had taken to the Fiber Festival in Carolina, and it's a bag that you like fold up inside of itself, so it's just like a little pouch that you can take on the go easily. It was small enough that it got folded up into the bag. So yeah, that's all I have for y'all today. I'll see you on the next clip. Bye. Hello friends, it is Tuesday, April 22nd. Believe it or not, you're actually gonna get an episode in April, and I'm gonna do a monthly thing this month. I've done a lot of more knitting than normal. I'm in a little bit of a reading slump, which is probably why, and some life things have changed, or at least have started to change, so I'll get there towards the end. But Easter was 2 days ago, and it's finished. I still haven't blocked it, so this keeps flipping up, and I'm hoping that once I've blocked it, it'll stay flat. If it doesn't, whatever, world won't end. But yeah, she's all finished. I did have my tiny human wear it on Easter, and because it's not blocked, it fits her right now. I'm sure once it's blocked and it gets stretched out, and you know, you can actually see the lace pattern. Ooh, you can sort of see it there. Then you can actually see the lace pattern better once I've blocked it. Then it'll definitely be too big for her for the time being. But again, let's chill. I made it a size 2T on purpose so that she could wear it for longer, and I don't mind her wearing things that are slightly too large for her at this specific point in time. Because then she'll get more use out of it, obviously. So I did great with my yarn usage. This is all I have left of the Eleanor Rigby colorway, which, I mean, again, as you can see, is the magenta. I have 4 grams left. I was a little worried that I was going to be playing yarn chicken, so I should have done, I think I might have mentioned this in the last clip, so if I did and I'm repeating it, sorry. I probably should have done like 1 more inch in this color to get it to be the correct length, like 2 pattern length, but I was getting worried about running out, and I knew I still had to do this little seed stitch border at the very end. So I decided to finish it to cut it off there, and then start on the bottom lace panel with While My Guitar Gently Weeps. So yeah, I have just enough. Hypothetically, one day I'll finish my Cheesepuff blanket. I'm not probably actually going to use it as a blanket because that seems cumbersome. But I think it'll be really pretty. So I believe it takes me about 3 grams to do 1 puff. So we have 1 puff of this color. I don't like how the lighting is, but I also don't really have the energy to do anything differently right now. So here we all are. So yeah, that's 4 grams of Eleanor Rigby. And then I used a little bit more than half a skein of While My Guitar Gently Weeps. So I don't know what I will do with this other half. This is about 44 grams left, so a little bit more than half a skein is what I used. Yeah, I love it, and it makes me so happy, and it's so cute. Oh, and the buttons, I can actually show you the buttons now because I found them. I'm gonna assume this is zooming because I cannot see it. But yeah, just little purple buttons. I found them. I'm very happy with it. It's so cute. All right, yeah, so with that, I cast on a new project twice. So I literally finished the dress on Easter morning. So like before we went to church and everything, I was finishing it. So I decided that my next cast on would be a recast on of the alien cowl that I had started when I went to New Mexico 2.5 years ago. So for this, I'm doing the pink color is Sally, which is a Barley Hops and Yarn colorway, as is this, oh, that's the cat food, sorry. As is this green color, which again, my lighting is not super great right now, so it's showing a little bit more gray on the camera than it is in real life. It's a little more green. But yeah, so alien faces will be in this color. This is the contrast color. I had started this and gotten more than halfway through 2.5 years ago when I went to New Mexico, but I was not happy with my tension casting on as well as my tension in the aliens. It may have blocked out, but I wasn't happy with it. So it got ripped. We frogged that, and I put it in timeout for a while, and now we've started it again. So on Sunday morning, I started my chain for the provisional cast on, because this is going to be double layered. So one side is all stripes and one side is the alien faces. So started casting on. Then on Sunday night, after doing like 10-ish rows, I looked at the pattern again and realized that it did not say 2.5 millimeters. It said 2.5 US. So we did all of that on the wrong size needle. And I was grumpy and I frogged it again. And so I have now cast it on again. Is that what it said? I don't know. I used the wrong 2.5. I don't remember if it was 2.5 millimeters that I was not supposed to use and used. I think so. Because what I ended up doing is I have now casted on, that sounds weird. I have now cast on in one size larger than the pattern calls for, because I felt like, you know, obviously 2.5 years ago, tension's probably different at that point, but I felt like, I know then I used the, hi Sammy, you want to come say hi to the people? Come here, buddy. Hi. I'm gonna see if I can show you guys the kitty cat. All right, while I try to summon the cat. Anyway, so I felt like it was too tight last time, and I went, you know what, let me just go ahead and completely size up my needles. So I went ahead and I recast on with a size 3 US, which is 3.25 millimeters. And then once you get to the color work, it wants you, the pattern originally calls for you to do a size 4, which is a 3.5 millimeter. I am going to go ahead and do a size 5, which is, I don't know. Oh wait, I have it, so I can tell you. Hi, Sammy. You want to come here? 3.75 millimeter. That makes sense. So that's what we have going on right now. And that's all I have for the actual knitting portion of this episode. Cat. This is Samwise Cheesepuff. He gets shaved every spring because he's not great at taking care of his fur in the winter. He is an indoor-outdoor kitty, so he does often get stuff kind of caught in it. And he doesn't always come up here, so cat. All right, so yeah, that's it for the knitting portion. I do have some acquisitions though, and then I do have 2 skeins of my own to show off. Not because I expect you guys to buy anything or anything like that. I re-dyed them to better match my dye style. Let's not do that, Sammy. To better match. You did not like that. All right. Sorry. To better match my dye style. So then when I originally came up with these colorways. So we will start with those just to get them out of the way because it's quick. I mean, I'm the dyer. It's Barley, Hops, and Yarn. We don't have that much to share information-wise. But this is Birdland. So if you can tell by my nails, I am an Orioles fan. And this is technically my 3rd iteration of this colorway because the first 2 ways I did it a little bit differently, but this just matches my dye style a lot more now. So we have orange, black that is a little grayish in some spots, and then white, and I love it. And then this other one is Yarnyland, which is the colors of the Maryland flag. So we have some yellow, some red, black, and white in there. So I'm just really pleased with how these both turned out. Like I said, I'm, you know, obviously every small business, every artist, every dyer is evolving as time goes on and they spend more time doing things. But I'm really, really happy with how these 2 came out. So I'm excited to kind of swatch those up and see how they look knit up. Then I had mentioned, I don't remember if it was an earlier clip or an earlier video, but I had mentioned that I was going to be partaking in a test knit. So I got the yarn for that, and I will at some point have more information on the test knit for you. But it is, I don't remember because I'm the worst. I don't remember exactly what Caitlin is calling this pattern, but it is something involving like trans rights or human rights or something along those lines because, you know, if you don't agree, go away. I don't want you here. And as such, I decided, I mean, she encouraged, but also I decided that I would go ahead and purchase yarn that supported an LGBTQ plus dyer. So I got some yarn from Leading Men Fiber Arts. And I got 2 colorways from them. I got a sweaters quantity in this so gray it's almost black. And this is called The Darkest Hour. Their base is called Box Office. It's a worsted weight, 218 yards, 100 grams, 100% superwash merino. So this will be what my, sorry, I should have picked a different space to, that's a pretty good iteration of the color. I should have picked a different space too. Podcasting today, I didn't, that's okay. Yeah, so I have 6 skeins of this to do the sweater in, and there's a duplicate stitch pattern. She will actually have 6 different motifs. One of the motifs, which is the one I picked, I had originally picked a thundercloud because I thought that would be fun. And then she sent an email and included all of the motifs because she was finishing up 2 of them. And there's a frog. So I got this for the frog itself, body frog and all of that. This is also Box Office, so still worsted weight, 218 for 100 grams, 100% superwash merino. And this is called Beanstalk. So yeah, I love that it's it's a tonal, but it's not just like one straight color, and I think that will look really cute as the froggy part. So I do still need, the frog color work has, why is my brain not working? I think 3 colors total. No, 4 colors total. So it has this light green, it has black, it has pink, and it has a dark green. So I'm hoping, I don't quite know because obviously it's going to depend on my gauge, yardage, all of that. I'm hoping that I have enough left over of that charcoal gray, almost black colorway to do that in the duplicate stitch for the frog. Although now that I'm thinking of it, I could just not stitch over those parts. See, this is why we podcast. This is why we talk about our knitting, because now I'm realizing I don't even need to duplicate stitch on those parts because my sweater will already be that color. So I only need 3 colors. That's exciting. Anyway, so we need the lighter green for the frog itself, the darker green, which I already have some in stash, that I'm hoping, fingers crossed, will be enough to do the outline of the frog. And then there's some pink parts for like the cheeks and just a couple different extra spots on it. So I am most likely, because I don't need, or I shouldn't need a full skein of worsted for that pink part. So if I do decide I want to do an actual black and not just leave that part not duplicate stitched, then my plan was to split up a skein of undyed worsted and then dye half of it a light pink, half of it black, and see what came of that. But that's, you know, at the end of the pattern, so I'm not really worried about that part right now. That's just kind of me thinking out loud. Then my boyfriend's mom, who I'm just basically going to call my mother-in-law because it's easier to do that, went to Peru a few weeks ago, and this lovely woman stopped at a yarn store for me. So she went to Quiero Mi Alpaca, which is, I guess they have 2 locations, both of them in Lima, Peru. And she brought me some yarn. So all the yarn she brought for me is, I am assuming, because only one had a label, but DK weight alpaca yarn, and I am in love. So it did not look like we didn't have yarn barf originally. We do now because I just keep squishing it because it's so soft. But we have this very lovely maroon color. Are you gonna focus? There you go. So maroon color, and then these 4 I didn't have labels for, so I'm just kind of assuming. They look pretty thin for DK weight, but in my opinion, so does this maroon color, and that one's labeled as DK. I know that it's technically based on weight and not by the thickness of the yarn, but obviously there's correlation there, so, you know, whatever. Yeah, so we have this black color. Why are you not? There we go. So black color. Then we have a white. Then we have this beautiful bright red. And this lovely mustard. So she basically got me the colors of the Maryland flag, which I don't know if that was intentional or not, but that's what she did. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with all of this, partially because I don't actually know the yardage on these ones that are not labeled. And I'd hate to do like an entire garment and then realize that I don't have enough yarn to finish it and then have to figure something else. But I'm also kind of thinking that this would be a really cute like color block shirt of some sort. So whether that be a t-shirt, I definitely don't want to do long sleeve because, again, yarn management, afraid of running out. But whether it be like a tank, a tee, something along those lines, I'm kind of envisioning something color blocked. So we'll see. We'll see what I do with that. But now that really is all I have for yarny things. So if you don't want to listen to my life update, peace. See you later on the next episode. Otherwise, thanks for being interested in my life itself and not just my knitting. I have been struggling with a lot of burnout lately between being a mom to a toddler, working a full-time job in a field of medicine that can be trying at times, and it's super rewarding and I love it, but again, trying at times. So after discussing with my boyfriend a lot and talking about, you know, what our life really looks like right now, can I step away from my job and put more focus on Barley Hops and Yarn, as well as just kind of taking care of myself and our family. So originally the plan was that I was just going to leave my job, stay home for a while, look for jobs in the meantime, but really put all of my focus and energy on raising a child, taking care of a house, taking care of myself, and then my little yarny business. But I actually had an amazing opportunity come my way that I am able to stay in the same field of medicine I'm in. So I'm in physical medicine and rehab. If you have questions, feel free to ask. I'm not going to go super in depth in a video with it, unless you want me to. I don't know. But yeah, so I'm in physical medicine and rehab. I handle the majority of like the insurance things, so insurance verification, prior authorization for medical procedures that we do, things like that. And I now have the opportunity to actually do that part-time as opposed to full-time, basically create my own schedule, do hybrid, so work from home sometimes, which will be amazing when it comes to managing chronic illness and childcare and all of these other things. And that just kind of, I mean, I try not to bring controversial or political or religious things into my podcast, just because that's not what I'm here for. But that really was a God thing to just kind of put this opportunity into my life that I'm now able to take. So I am very, very excited. I'm hopeful that this means that I'll actually be able to podcast more frequently. I'll be able to do more knitting. I'll be able to do more dyeing, and I really will be able to put more time, energy, and effort into building this little yarn community and hopefully locally to some extent in little old Maryland, and then also just online to put focus and energy onto this. So I'm very excited for all that is to come. I'm very excited to be able to share more with you all, and have more to share because I'll have more time to be able to knit and do all of these things. And that's just kind of where I'm at on the life front. So that's really all I have for this video. I will at some point probably start talking about books again on here, because I know I did last time. I'll start talking about some of the other things I enjoy doing as well, like breweries, or bringing a beer on here every now and then and reviewing it. But right now the focus is just kind of slowly building ourselves back up, focusing on healing, getting some kitty cat snuggles in, getting some knitting done, and just kind of going from there. So if you have watched this whole video, or even if you haven't, you just skip to the end, thanks for joining me. If you've already subscribed, great, that's awesome, love you. If you have not and you'd like to, the button is down below somewhere. I don't know where to point on here, but it is. But yeah, if you feel inclined to like, comment, subscribe, that's amazing. If you don't, no hard feelings. But until the next time, bye!